Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day to you. That's depending where you are in the world. I'm here live in London. I'm doing our nighttime devotion. It is a Sunday night. The devotional is called Conflict and Courage. The title today, From Grave to Glory. The scripture reading is taken from Deuteronomy chapter 3, verse 23 to 26. I besought the Lord at that time, saying, I pray thee, let me go over and see the good land that is beyond Jordan, that goodly mountain and Lebanon. But the Lord was wroth with me for your sakes, and would not hear me. And the Lord said unto me, Let it suffice thee. Speak no more unto me of this matter. Never till exemplified in the sacrifice of Christ were the justice and the love of God more strikingly displayed than in his dealings with Moses. God shut Moses out of Canaan to teach a lesson which should never be forgotten, that he requires exact obedience, and that men are to beware of taking to themselves the glory which is due to their Maker. He could not grant the prayer of Moses that he might share the inheritance of Israel, but he did not forget or forsake his servant. The God of heaven understood the suffering that Moses had endured. He had noted every act of faithful service through those long years of conflict and trial. On the top of Pisgah, God called Moses to an inheritance infinitely more glorious than the earthly Canaan. Upon the Mount of Transfiguration, Moses was present with Elijah, who had been translated. They were sent as bearers of light and glory from the Father to his Son. And thus the prayer of Moses, uttered so many centuries before, was at last fulfilled. He stood upon the goodly mountain within the heritage of his people. Moses was a type of Christ. God saw fit to discipline Moses in the school of affliction and poverty before he could be prepared to lead the hosts of Israel to the earthly Canaan. The Israel of God, journeying to the heavenly Canaan, have a captain who needed no human teaching to prepare him for his mission as a divine leader. Yet he was made perfect through sufferings, and in that he himself have suffered being tempted. He is able to succor them that are tempted. Hebrews 10, so Hebrews 2. Our Redeemer manifested no human weakness or imperfection, yet he died to obtain for us an entrance into the promised land. And Moses verily was faithful in all his house as a servant, but Christ as a son over his own house, whose house we are, if we hold fast the confidence and the rejoicing of the hope firm unto the end. Hebrews 3. From grave to glory. So, because, as we said before, although Moses was considered probably the most meekest man at that time, at least, he did sin. And he was punished for it by not being allowed to go into the land of Canaan with the people of Israel. But what God did do is show himself to Moses as well as Elijah, which, as it says here, is even better than to just see the land of Canaan. Upon the Mount of Transfiguration, Moses was there with Elijah. Elijah had been transfigured or translated many, many, many years before. And Moses was able to behold the Father, the Son, and Elijah. And then, as far as we're aware, he went to his grave. Where that was, we don't know, and we're not supposed to know. Was he translated? We don't know. But what we do know is he will be there in heaven with those of us that are taken up as well. And I pray that is you and me. Get a good night's rest, and may God be with you in the coming week. God bless.